When did your mom expose your secret for clout? I should have known something was off when Gavin walked into my birthday dinner. My ex-boyfriend from 2 years ago who I'd caught cheating. We'd ended badly and hadn't spoken since. But there he was, shaking hands with my uncle and taking a seat across from me. What's he doing here? I whispered to Mom. Oh, sweetie, let bygones be bygones. It's your birthday. She patted my hand and stood up to make a toast. Everyone raised their glasses, expecting the usual parent speech. Instead, Mom's face took on this strange expression I'd never seen before, like she was savoring a secret about to be revealed. 21 years ago, I gave birth to this beautiful girl, raised her with good values, taught her about love and forgiveness. She paused dramatically. Mom, I started, but she kept going, which is why I need to share something important about growth and honesty. Her eyes locked on mine with an intensity that made my stomach drop. The table was silent now. Gavin shifted in his seat, looking like he wanted to bolt, but was trapped by the crowd. 2 years ago, when Gavin and my daughter broke up, he came to me devastated. This poor boy was heartbroken, and as a mother, I couldn't just watch him suffer. Stop. My voice came out strangled. So I comforted him, the way only an experienced woman can comfort a young man. She smiled at the confused faces around the table. My grandmother's eyes went wide. Uncle Tony's face turned red. My teenage cousins looked between Mom and Gavin, trying to understand what was being said. The truth was too awful for them to grasp immediately. We've been together ever since. Secret rendezvous while she was at college. He'd tell her he was working late, but really he was with me. Mom reached into her purse. She pulled out a pregnancy test and set it on the table like a centerpiece. The little plus sign visible to everyone. My cousins gasped. Aunt Maria stood up so fast her chair fell backward. Grandma started praying in Spanish. 7 weeks along, Gavin and I are having a baby. She beamed like this was happy news. I couldn't breathe. The room spun as 2 years of lies clicked into place. Late night calls, Gavin didn't answer. Weekends, he was mysteriously busy. My own mother sleeping with my boyfriend the entire time we were together and after. You're sick, Aunt Maria screamed. He was 19. Your daughter's boyfriend. He was legal, and technically ex-boyfriend by then. Mom shot back. Gavin finally found his voice. I didn't mean for this to happen. She pursued me. Said she could teach me things, and Uncle Tony's fist connected with Gavin's face before he could finish. Blood spurted from his nose as chairs scraped and men stood up. My male cousins looked ready to destroy him while my female relatives held them back. You destroyed my granddaughter for what? Some 19-year-old? Grandma's voice shook with rage. I fell in love. Real love. The kind she couldn't give him because she's cold. Selfish. Mom pointed at me like I was the villain. I ran to the bathroom and collapsed on the floor. I could hear shouting and breaking dishes from the dining room. When I finally came out, the restaurant was in chaos. Tables overturned. Food splattered on walls. Gavin holding napkins to his bloody nose while my cousins stood guard so he couldn't leave. Mom was sitting calmly in the middle of it all, rubbing her belly. Why? I stood in front of her shaking. Because I deserve love too. Real passion. Not just being someone's mother. She looked at me with eyes I didn't recognize. With my boyfriend? While we were together? Tears streamed down my face. You were barely together. Always studying. Never making time for him. Someone had to show that boy what real intimacy looked like. She actually looked proud. The police arrived before I could respond. Restaurant management had called about the disturbance. They took statements while my family screamed accusations. Gavin tried to leave, but Uncle Tony insisted on pressing assault charges to keep him there. I walked out into the night air feeling hollow. My 21st birthday would forever be the day I learned my mother had been sleeping with my ex for 2 years, was now carrying his baby, had planned this announcement to hurt me as much as possible. My phone buzzed with a text from a number I didn't recognize. I almost ignored it, but something made me look. The message made my blood turn to ice. Your mom's not the only one with secrets. Check your apartment. Gavin's brother. Attached was a photo of my spare key, the one I'd hidden outside my campus apartment, the one only Gavin had known about, and apparently his brother too. My hands shook as I called my roommate. She didn't answer. Called again. Nothing. The photo timestamp was from an hour ago, while we'd all been at dinner. Something was in my apartment. Something Gavin's brother had left. Something that would make this nightmare even worse. And I was 20 minutes away with no idea what I'd find when I got home. The text came again. Happy birthday. This is just the beginning. Full story on channel link below.